Today is December 11th, 2025, and this is the Exchange Daily, your briefing for CIOs, CISOs, CTOs, and public sector and enterprise tech leaders who want to stay ahead of AI, cyber, and modernization. For today, we're looking at how the new Agentic AI Foundation could shape standards for AI agents across cloud providers, why Medicare's Wiser AI prior authorization pilot in 6 states is becoming a real governance test, and how Florida's proposed Citizen AI Bill of Rights is challenging the balance between state and federal power. We'll also talk about Google's decision to elevate AI infrastructure to a C-level discipline, and wrap up with a combined look at AI-driven data exfiltration, WinRAR as a known exploited vulnerability, and the latest ransomware money flows. Think of this as your fast scan of what actually moved for strategy, budgets, and risk in the last 24 hours. We start with the Agentic AI Foundation, which is the clearest sign yet that Agentic AI is moving from interesting pilots into shared infrastructure. The Linux Foundation is standing up a neutral home where Model Context Protocol from Anthropic, Agents.md from OpenAI, and related efforts can live under open governance rather than staying as purely proprietary stacks. Big cloud and security players are lining up as early members, which tells you that reference architectures, software kits, and eventually compliance expectations will follow. For technology leaders, this is your cue to start asking vendors how they plan to align with these open specifications, how cross-cloud workflows will be supported, and how you can keep from getting locked into one agent runtime that will be expensive to unwind later. Next is Medicare's Wiser model, which is about to turn AI policy into day-to-day reality for care teams and patients in 6 pilot states. Starting in January, selected Medicare Advantage and Part D plans in places like Texas, Arizona, and Ohio will be allowed to use AI and algorithmic tools in prior authorization decisions, under guardrails defined by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Physicians and lawmakers are already pushing back, worried that opaque algorithms will drive more denials or delays and make appeals harder, even though the program formally preserves human oversight and documentation requirements. If you're a health system or payer technology leader, you should be treating Wiser as both a compliance project and a pattern for future regulation. With detailed logging, human-in-the-loop controls, and clear escalation paths when clinicians disagree with what the models recommend. Florida's proposed Citizen AI Bill of Rights is a different kind of test case that mixes AI rules with energy and infrastructure politics. The proposal would give residents new protections around how their images and personal data can be used in AI systems, and would explicitly limit utilities from passing the costs of AI data centers through to everyday ratepayers. That sends a message to both hyperscalers and large enterprises that state leaders are willing to put conditions on AI infrastructure if they think local communities are carrying too much risk. For CIOs and policy teams, Florida should be on the watch list as a template for other states that may not wait for a single national AI law and will instead craft their own rules around consent, data use, and the economics of high-demand data centers. We should also talk about Google's move to elevate AI infrastructure as a named leadership role inside the company. Appointing a senior executive to oversee AI data centers, custom chips, and backbone networking acknowledges that the compute race is now strategic, not just operational, with tens of billions of dollars at stake. For customers, that means cloud roadmaps and capacity planning decisions will increasingly be driven by how these leaders allocate scarce GPUs, design new regions, and balance internal products like Gemini with external customer demand. Enterprise technology leaders should factor that into multi-cloud and contract strategies, asking hard questions about where AI workloads will physically run, how resilient those regions are, and what happens when there's more demand than available compute. Finally, we're treating a set of cyber stories as one combined risk picture instead of separate headlines. On the AI side, Researchers disclosed and Google patched a flaw where poisoned content in shared documents, calendar items, or emails could silently steer Gemini to exfiltrate data from Gmail, Docs, and Calendar, showing how AI assistants can become privileged insiders if you are not careful. At the same time, CISA has added a new WinRAR remote code execution issue to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, which is a reminder that old utilities on admin workstations and jump boxes can still be soft spots in otherwise modern environments. FinCEN's latest trend report shows more than $2 billion in ransomware payments over the last few years, even as major takedowns temporarily reduced some criminal activity. And vendors are warning that state-aligned actors are quietly entrenching themselves in U.S. government and critical infrastructure networks. For CIOs and CISOs, the through line is that AI systems, unmanaged software, and financially motivated ransomware groups are now all part of a single threat landscape that demands better asset discovery, AI-specific threat modeling, and joint playbooks with finance and legal when the worst happens. Stepping back, today's stories really boil down to who sets the rules for AI and critical infrastructure, and how fast those rules can keep up with the technology. On the one hand, you have industry trying to standardize agentic AI through open foundations and hyperscalers investing heavily in their own infrastructure roadmaps. And on the other, governments are experimenting with AI in programs like Medicare, while states like Florida test their own guardrails. At the same time, attackers are exploiting both new AI-powered pathways and decades-old tools like WinRAR, while the money trail for ransomware keeps regulators focused on the financial system as an enforcement lever. Your job as an executive is to connect those dots so that AI pilots, cloud contracts, and cyber investments are all pulling in the same direction, instead of fighting each other. That's the Exchange Daily for today. Remember to inspect what you expect when it comes to AI, cyber, and modernization roadmaps, because the headlines are only useful if they change how you plan and execute. If you want to go deeper on any of these topics or explore how they apply to your own environment, bring them into your leadership meetings and ask where your contracts, policies, or architectures need to shift. Thanks for listening to today's Exchange Daily. We'll talk tomorrow.